All right, thank you very much for coming today. I'm Attorney Gloria Allred. I'll be making a brief statement. And then Ms. Vanessa Lopez, who's seated to my left, will be making a statement. And also, I'd like to introduce our Florida counsel, who are co-counseling in this case of Lopez versus O'Neal in the 9th Judicial Circuit in Orange County, Florida. And that's Deborah Shames and Jonathan Heller, who are here from Miami. We are here today to announce the filing of a lawsuit against Shaquille O'Neal. Mr. O'Neal is widely perceived as one of the most dominant players in the history of the NBA. Standing at 7 feet 1 inch tall and weighing 325 pounds, he is one of the largest players to ever play in the NBA. In 2000, 2001, and 2002, playing alongside Kobe Bryant, he led the Los Angeles Lakers to 3 consecutive championships. In 2004, he was traded to the Miami Heat, where he won his 4th NBA championship in 2006. He was then traded to the Phoenix Suns and now plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers alongside LeBron James. Throughout his career, Mr. O'Neal has used his size and strength to overpower opponents on the court. But today we are not here to speak about Mr. O'Neal's accomplishments on the basketball court, but rather to announce that he will have to face our client in a court of law to answer allegations contained in a lawsuit which will be filed today in the Florida court in Orlando, Florida. Our client, Vanessa Lopez, stands 2 feet shorter than Mr. O'Neal and weighs less than 100 pounds, less than 1/3 of Mr. O'Neal's weight. But she is determined to take Mr. O'Neal on and hold him accountable for his behavior in a courtroom where his size, money, and power will not matter, and where the final score will be determined by the scales of justice and not by how many dunk shots he makes or how many baskets he scores, and where he will face an opponent who will not be intimidated by his size or power. Ms. Lopez has known Mr. O'Neal and his family since she was 14 years old. She went to school with his sisters and brother. In 2004, she was in a nightclub with a friend, and he approached her and bought her and her friends drinks, and from there was relentless in his pursuit of her. He insisted on getting her phone number and called for weeks until she finally went out with him for lunch. Ms. Lopez knew that he was married, but he told her that he had an open marriage and that he remained married for his image and for his children. He said, quote, "I do what I want and she does what she wants," end quote. Ms. Lopez accepted that, and for the past 5 years she's had a private, intimate, consensual relationship with Mr. O'Neal. He told her that he loved her numerous times and revealed to her in her private and personal information, some of which he said that he had never revealed to anyone. He told her that he wanted to have a child with Ms. Lopez. He told her that he wanted to always have her in his life. He expressed his concern and affection for her. At various times he told her that he wanted to buy her a condominium and an expensive car, all of which she declined, as she never wanted their relationship to be based on money. This past summer, Mrs. Lopez and Mr. O'Neal spent a great deal of time together, including at her home and at his home. Though she was reluctant to come to his home, Mr. O'Neal assured Ms. Lopez that his wife was out of town and said that he did not want to go to hotels with her anymore. In September 2009, Ms. Lopez was late with her period and thought that she might be pregnant. She communicated this to Mr. O'Neal, who responded by stating that she needed to tell the baby's father, and then went on to state that there was no way that the baby could be his. Mr. O'Neal knew that he and Ms. Lopez engaged in unprotected sex, and that they had been together numerous times in the preceding months, and that she had not been with anyone else during this period of time. She felt that his response was very disrespectful, and she was deeply hurt and offended. Though he apologized to her for his reaction, she told him that it was over and that she wanted him to leave her alone. He said that he was not going to leave her alone and that he loved her, and that she loved him, and that she would never leave him. Mr. O'Neal kept calling her, and finally Ms. Lopez said that if he did not stop, she was going to tell his wife everything. This lawsuit involves a pattern of harassment by Mr. O'Neal against Ms. Lopez afterwards, which include his requesting an associate to, quote, shut that bitch up, end quote. Today, Ms. Lopez is here to announce that although she may be small, she will not allow Mr. O'Neal's size or power to deter her from standing up for herself. We remember the story of David and Goliath. Everyone was afraid of Goliath and thought he was invincible. But David brought Goliath down with a small stone. Ms. Lopez does not have a stone, but she has truth on her side, and with the truth, she believes that she will prevail. And now I'd like to present Ms. Lopez.
I finished high school in 1997. I went to college for 2 years with intentions in a degree in forensic science. I have been working since I was 15 years old. At the age of 23, I started modeling. I have modeled for Universal Studios, Hawaiian Tropic, BMG, Procter & Gamble, etc. After my mother became ill with Alzheimer's disease, I moved back home to take care of her, full-time. I had to put my modeling and my life on hold because of her condition. After caring for her at home for 5 years, I had to place her in a nursing home close to me. I visit her every day. She is now receiving hospice care and only weighs 60 pounds. I was never frightened or scared of Shaquille O'Neal before September 29th, 2009. My life has changed so much because of what I had to endure since then. I used to walk down the street not looking back over my shoulder. Now I fear that someone is after me. At home, I'm constantly looking outside to see if there's a strange car parked. I want this to be over. I want to feel safe again.